Macca's Guides.
Hey guys, Macca here, playing Hitman Episode 2, which takes place in Sapienza, Italy. In this video, we'll be doing the Sapienza Trinity achievement / trophy guide, which is for assassinating Caruso in 3 unique ways. In this video, I'll be showing you the second way, which is for shooting down his plane with a cannonball. Now, this route took me a very long time, but I think I have it perfect, and it is very easily, it's done to be very easily replicated, so you guys shouldn't have too many issues. Spawn at the ICA safe house or at the main mission area, it doesn't really matter, and make your way down to the church. At the church, you'll see a lady in a white lab coat go into the confessional, and then she'll exit, pray at the altar, pray at some candles, and make her way into the morgue. Just keep following her until she makes her way into the morgue, and I'll rejoin you with more commentary. But you do need this woman, and you need the stuff on her, so knock her out and make sure you steal what she has on her. You will need it. It includes a access card and a laptop dongle, which is the more important of the 2 items. So as she makes her way outside, there's this little house here that is the morgue. Go into the front door as she's going to go in the back door. Make sure you close the front door so no one sees you, and then take care of this little church guy. Just take him out. Basically, we're only taking him out for his key, which is for the door right next to him. Drag his body just in case behind the counter. I just like to do this by habit, although honestly, it's not that important. Pick up his key and then use his key on the door. For whatever reason, I decided to use a lockpick even though I had the key. But open this door, but do not open it all the way. Just make sure that it is unlocked. Now we're going to sit behind this door and wait for the lady in the white lab coat from the church to be in the room all alone. Now, if you have your subtitles turned on, for whatever reason, sometimes they don't show up. But if they do, they will say something along the lines of, "Please leave me alone," and then her bodyguard will leave her alone, and she'll be all alone in the room in front of you. Feel free to use your instinct to figure out exactly when that happens, as well as your minimap. So I can see that all her guards left her alone. I'm going to open the door and make sure that the other door on the other end in front of me shuts, and then I'm going to take her out. She's going to drop 2 items, like I said before, a biolab access card, which is important but not the most important, and the laptop dongle, which is a unique item to only her. So that is completely 100% necessary for the route I'm going to be showing you. The achievement is possible for shooting down his plane with a cannonball in a different route, but it makes it much, much harder. So I decided to dump her body as well as the church staff's body. There's not a real good reason I did this. I did this because I was having some issues with the game getting to recognize what I was doing. Anyways, I picked up those 2 items, dumped the 2 bodies, and I dressed up as the dead lab technician guy. And now I can make my full access into the lab area, which I'm going to do via the pier and then go on the cliffside and find a cliff entrance. From there, I'm going to make my way through the ether labs or the ether labs into a staircase that brings me right into the telescope room on the main floor of the mansion premises.
Ether's field lab. You made it. The virus prototype will be close by.
Look for some type of quarantine unit.
Okay, so what we do?
Right. Well, this is the control panel for the air purification system. We're in a critical stage of development and professional
So now we're making our way back into the mansion, and you can do two things here. I'm just going to show you the easier one. At this door, just sit here and wait for this guy. He's going to come in, and then he's going to leave. You can also stand in one of the other rooms. Just make sure he doesn't see you. If you really want, you can even subdue him and then hide him in a dump in the bedroom next door. I'm just going to leave him. He doesn't really bother us much, so I didn't see the point of risking it. Getting seen, getting an alarm called, getting compromised, all of that stuff, completely unnecessary. Just wait for him to leave, and then inside the room, right where he is standing, there is a fire alarm, and there is also the telescope room, which is the room kind of beyond the wall where the fire alarm is. All we're going to do once this guy leaves is go inside of this room next to the fire alarm and use our instinct to find Caruso, which is the red target. Usually, if you're following the same pace as me, he's probably playing golf, and he'll take about 2 to 3 minutes to make his way into the room directly in front of you. Just keep waiting until he does make his way into the room in front of you. You'll notice that on the map or via instinct, and then pull the fire alarm as soon as he is inside of that room. Once he enters the room, pull the fire alarm and quickly run back to the exact same spot we came from. We have to do this as fast as possible to ensure that we are in the correct location when he reaches his hideout or safe area, which is inside of the cavern. So I'm going to be sprinting down. Keep in mind, most of the lab technicians will realize that you are suspicious. I think it's because you're wearing a dead guy's clothes and he has a name tag on. I'm not quite sure. Maybe the lab technicians just know each other really well because they're a small group of people. So I'm unsure, but a lot of them will notice you, so make sure you're a little bit careful. You can actually get pretty close to them without them really being too suspicious, but it's better to be safe than sorry. At some point here, it's probably a good idea to also save your game, just in case you make a mistake or the game doesn't register the lockdown properly, which it does quite often. Anyways, you can see that the character, the Caruso assassination target, has made his way to his safe spot. I've made my way up here. Do not take out this enemy. If you take him out, it's basically game over, and you'll be seen for sure, and he won't ever go to his plane. Anyways, once you have the laptop dongle, use the laptop once all of his army men and dudes are inside of that safe cavern. This should do another target lockdown, which should be the second target lockdown once he's inside the cavern, and that will make the target look for an escape. His escape protocol is to use the plane to escape the premises. So at this point, he's going into his plane. Because we use the laptop dongle, we're able to make our way straight to the cannonball very, very quickly. There is a second alarm in this area that we can use instead of the laptop dongle if you're interested in taking a look for yourself behind the containment unit where the virus is. Although I found that method was a lot harder because of how many people we had to sneak by to get to that alarm, which is a physical pull alarm on the side of the building where the virus is. So I definitely recommend the laptop dongle instead. Pull the laptop dongle, and once he starts escaping, you'll notice that there's a timer. Run here, pick up the cannonball, pick up the gunpowder, and load the cannon. So these steps are required in order to get the cannon to fire, and you can only fire each cannon one time. It's incredibly important that you saved before you use the laptop dongle, because occasionally the AI just decides, hey, you know what, I'm not going to follow protocol and I'm just going to stand here for 15 minutes. Or sometimes instead of going into lockdown, they decide to run back upstairs, which makes absolutely no sense considering that there's a meltdown happening. Anyways, we have our cannon loaded, and at this point I'm looking at the plane just to show you guys the plane. You don't have to risk it like I am by sitting out here. I'm just trying to show you what the plane does. And the plane kind of sits on the water for a bit, and it circles around, and then it starts to take off. If you listen closely, you can hear the engine, and you can kind of predict and hear when it's taking off. Anyways, you're going to want to hop onto that cannon and fire the cannon exactly when the plane crosses the lighthouse directly in front of you. You can also use the timer on the left-hand side of the screen to see exactly when I shoot, so around the 10-second mark. Once you shoot, it will be an instant kill. You'll get the airplane challenge, as well as 1/3 of the progress towards the Sapienza Trinity. Hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. I put a lot of work into it, so it'd be cool if you dropped a like. Special thanks to Heron Giggles as well as Doc Cupcake on Patreon for supporting the show. And hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Peace!